What's up and welcome to our podcast, Toast to Tea.
We're two friends that love the world of celebrity and pop culture and talking about it with you.
To join our world of celebrity, make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to our podcast. Now hit it.
It's about that time.
Wait, where's the Chris Cam?
To say cheers to our world of celebrity.
1000%.
They're back together, and it feels just right.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya.
Raise your glass.
I'm Maddison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
Because it's our moment to
Toast to tea.
Courtney, hello. How are we feeling? How are we doing?
I am doing great. I want to tell the community, I'm sorry I don't look like a burglar today. I was literally filming a TikTok and I forgot to change, but here we are.
You look profesh. You're getting professional.
This is literally a pickleball shirt, but I was not doing any pickling today. I literally was downstairs.
I was like, wow, you really are taking this pickleball branding
Maddison,
so seriously.
I have all of these. Any polo that you see me in from Chubby's is literally a pickleball shirt. They all have like the stretchy
material.
Like, they're so comfy.
Oh my god!
Not a brand deal or ad.
But if they could turn into one, hi, hello, call us.
That
Chubby's has female suits too. Okay.
Ooh, come on, child.
We can have a matching moment.
Maddison, actually, I would be here for that.
So would I. I might even take up pickleball. Me and my
Maddison. Come on, athleticism.
I'm trying. Courtney, I did too, actually. You'll be proud. I did a new workout class this week. That was, speaking of athleticism, it was called Burn. Have you heard of this?
I think so. Is that in WeHo?
There's one in WeHo. There's one in your neck of the woods that just opened in Studio City. Yes, it was. So it's kind of like, it's a low impact, but high intensity workout where you're in an infrared sauna room. And I have to tell you,
Maddison, you are so that girl. If you don't just take your ass to the regular ass gym.
It was so, my friend was like, do you want to try these classes? I was like, why not? And here I was scrolling on their Instagram and I was like, oh, I can literally, this is going to be so easy. I can do all of this. We get there and the girl's like, I would only use 1 pound dumbbells. Like, we're really focusing on isolated movements with the arms. I was like, okay, fine. 1 pound little leg weights. Courtney, I am so sore. I am literally, yes. And it was so fun. It was so fun. And I did kind of like the infrared sauna room. I feel like it did help, but it was just, I was wondering, I was like, if someone saw what this looked like from the outside, like we were like jumping and moving our arms and hitting in the front. And I kind of felt like I was in a 1980s workout routine.
Come on, Rocky Balboa.
And afterwards I was like, wow, I really wish like it would have been more abs, whatever. No, my abs are so sore. So I was working them. I just didn't even know. But I was kind of an athletic girl this week. I love
that for you, Maddison.
I did an infrared sauna room workout.
Sauna room. I just went to the gym, regular.
Well, you're good about that though. I'm not very.
I love it.
I'm either doing a workout class or I'm walking pad and watching Chicago PD. Like there's no in between.
As long as you're doing something, Maddison, that is what matters. The thought is what matters.
I'm telling you. It's either one of those two things, just because that's when I catch up on my TV. My Chicago PD, my Housewives. I still have to watch the third part of the Potomac reunion.
Maddison, you haven't seen Still I Rise?
I need to watch that last part. I know Atlanta's coming soon.
Atlanta's coming Sunday.
I literally I'm going to be so busy.
Did you see the preview?
I saw Shamea finally getting in that main spot. I saw
Shamea Martin.
And I was like, I am dying because it's like Shamea has been a friend of. She's been a friend of pretty much from the beginning, right? Almost.
Not from the beginning, but maybe somewhere around. I first remember Shamea coming in maybe somewhere around season 7-ish.
It wasn't before then?
I could be wrong.
Are you sure?
It was whatever. I remember Kenya putting her ass off that boat with Kim Fields.
Well,
remember that was like season 9. So I think she might have come like maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh my God. Okay. I was like, why do I feel like Shamea has just been in the wings?
Because remember, Portia just came in season 5, right?
I guess. I don't know why for me I felt like Shamea has been around for so long.
Well, they wanted her for so long as a housewife.
And she's finally getting the peach and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
I'll say this. actually said this in a TikTok. I thought that because we know Portia and it was like, oh, Portia's coming back. Everyone's made like this big deal about Portia coming back. It's actually Shamea that is like the head peach, it seems like, because she knows all of the women.
I was
like
going to say, she's kind of connected. Yeah.
Yeah. Bravo had put out that diagram to show like how all the women are connected. And I was like, this is interesting. Shamea just being wealthy.
Yeah.
That's a change. Love that.
And
love
she's
aspirational
actually
stuff.
married.
Love that.
You know, like
oh my God, a real housewife on Housewives?
I was going to say, somewhere along the way, it kind of became a thing where you didn't have to necessarily be married, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah, of
but
course.
I'm like, the whole premise of the show is supposed to be women who are married,
and we want to see your family, your business, and how you interact in the group.
Yeah, I'm like, that's really was the original premise, and it kind of has gotten lost a little bit. So I'm like, I'm ready. I am ready for that. I love Atlanta though. Like
Me too.
I love Atlanta. That is one of my faves. I mean, I'm so annoying. I literally love every franchise. Like, I think the only franchise I have not bought into is maybe like Housewives Dallas, because there's only like 2 seasons and I don't think I ever watched
That's
a
with the
dark-haired
woman. I haven't seen Miami and OC or my.
Okay, I will say, Courtney,
for me.
Listen, I was hating on Miami. Okay, I was.
People say that. Like,
I had watched it when it first came out because I remember one of the Marisol's mom. Like, I remember watching her when the show came out, and I was like, wow, that woman's plastic surgery spooked me a little bit. But after that, yeah, I mean, it was burned into my brain. Like, I was like, that is crazy. But I fell off it, whatever, never picked it back up. But then Christian, I feel like all the community knows so much about Christian. But then Christian has been on his new Housewives era, and he was like, I really need you to watch Miami. I think if you gave it a try, you would really like it.
Whoa.
And I hate to admit that he is right, but Courtney, you would like it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with Larsa?
First of all, Larsa from season 1 to now is...
I mean, changing faces here.
It's basically 2 different characters. So...
Well, I have seen episode 1 and I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. I would even say you could kind of skip the old ones, even though you need to see
say
some
that,
of
but really?
Even though it does lay the groundwork for like Lisa and Lenny, I guess. Like it does kind of lay that.
Do we care that much about them?
I mean, I will say, if I ever see Lenny Hochstein on the street, junk punch in public.
I was going to say, is it a junk punch?
Courtney, that man.
Whoa.
No. He sucks. And I'm saying that with my whole chest. He sucks.
Whoa. I didn't realize.
Yep. He is. I thought whenever I would see all the Page 6 headlines, I'm like, they're both crazy. No. I mean, Lisa has her moments, but no, this man, you know what's sad to me always when I see a divorce of that magnitude? It's like, she actually thought they were going to be married for the rest of their lives. Like ups, downs, whatever. She really still, regardless, was like, no, he is my life partner. And whenever you see one person in a relationship feeling that way and the other person just being so blatantly rude and you see it on camera,
oof.
That is...
It's out there forever.
There's something that then builds up in me that I'm ready to,
With that being said, Maddison, I will watch Real Housewives of Miami if you watch Married to Medicine.
Oh, done. Because I watched Married to Medicine when it was early on.
Oh, thank God, Maddison.
So I just need to get back into it. No.
You need to get back in. There are some, they don't have bad seasons, but they have.
Wasn't Quad married to a psychiatrist?
Quad? Oh, Maddison.
Or maybe at the beginning.
Oh, girl.
I think she was.
Community, for those of y'all that have watched Married to Medicine, let's real quickly and briefly, let's catch Maddison up just a bit. Girl, Quad and Dr. G done divorced. Present day, Quad is on the show with Greg and his brand new wife, Sweet Tea, who Dr. Heavenly sought out to bring on the show.
Oh my God.
And now Quad is there. They're on a group trip where we are today. They're on a group trip with Quad's hot new boyfriend that she's known for a year before she even brought him on camera, thank God. Phaedra's little not boyfriend, but kind of boyfriend that knows Apollo, who surprisingly brought Shireen. onto the trip. Dr. G and his new wife.
Oh my God. So it's like the exes and the new women and the new partners.
Maddison.
Wow.
Girl, we've got restraining orders being put out. Girl,
Wow.
we got people tearing their shirts up on the beach.
Okay.
They turned it up.
Okay. I just need to get back into it because I remember when it first started watching it. Obviously, my dad's a doctor, so he was dialed in. And I remember her being specifically married to a psychiatrist because
Granny sound like that.
yes, they had she had all of these designer bags, all this crazy stuff. And I was like, maybe you should go be a psychiatrist in Atlanta. And my dad was like, Maddison, they have no kids. So that's why they're able to do that.
Quad was not trying to have no baby with Dr.
And my dad was like, you know that competitive dance and all those activities you do?
It costs money, girl. That's where the bags is at.
That's where the bags are. So that's
you and your sister on the bags. That's beautiful, though.
Yeah, right? I know. They chose.
Y'all are more precious than bags.
We're more precious than a Chanel, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree. No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely, 100%. But I do remember specifically Quad and her husband are in my mind because I was like, I think we're living in the wrong state. And he was like, no, they just don't have kids. Kids are expensive. I was like, oh, who knew?
How did our parents do it, girl?
My little middle school self did not quite understand, And yes, I watched Housewives when it first started coming out and no regrets,
Oof, me.
No regrets. Really quick before we get into the tea, Courtney, can we just, I need to know your thoughts on the Oscars, Cynthia's performance, Ariana's performance.
The performances are what I honed in on the most.
I know that's probably all you cared about.
Girl. Shout out to Ariana and Cynthia Erivo. Somewhere was all over the rainbow. No, they both sounded great. And I also wanted to say I didn't hate Doja Cat's performance. I know that everybody else on earth did, I guess.
What? Neither did I. When I saw her respond on Instagram to be like, I know some people thought it was messed up. I did hit a couple flats because I was nervous. I was like,
you know how the theater girls be.
I was like, I tuned out because, which I might have been.
I know I was sitting outside alone. She was sounding fine to me.
Yeah, there were some times in the Oscars where it started off really, wow. We had Cynthia, we had Ariana. Conan was making fun of Carla Sofia Gascon's tweets. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. I feel like we had
the first black man win the costume design. Those were big moments.
Those were huge moments. And then it just kind of took a dip for me. And unfortunately, Doja's performance was kind of in that dip. So for me, I was like, oh, thank God, we're just something different. But I didn't think she was
my life depended on it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little long. It was a little long.
I was like, when is this over?
Yes, that's how I was.
I had to duck out the party, y'all. No shade. As I've gotten more mature, I've gotten very selective and have decided that there really are certain situations where an Irish goodbye is necessary. And that one was it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take no pictures. I wanted to sneak out the back door. And I did just that. Bye, Pendry.
Yeah.
But had a great time.
Yep. It is funny how when you get older, you realize some of that stuff. You're like, I actually, 5 years ago, I would have been geeking out over this, but
great time, great opportunity. For those of y'all that don't understand, I was invited to an Oscar viewing event by Threads. Because if you do follow me on Threads, you know I be threading. And it was a great time, always a good time to see my peers or what have you. But honestly, I'm at the age where I'll stay for half, maybe 75% of the event, but I would rather be in sweats at home. I could have did everything I did at the event from my bed.
Yeah.
And did they send you something? Madison, they sent you something, right?
They didn't send anything for the Oscars.
They didn't?
That's how we've been getting our little cheese. If you guys have seen Courtney and I post, Threads will send us coffee,
the
charcuterie boards, Thai food. Which, are you watching White Lotus? If anyone's watching White Lotus,
I just watched episode 1.
It's pretty
I rewatched it.
But for the Bravo people, also just know there's a crossover. Mike White, who's the creator of White Lotus, he reportedly told they're the Ratliff family, the Southern family in White Lotus, that they had to watch Southern Charm.
Bye. Felicia just screamed.
In order to prep for White Lotus. And it's very obvious that the dad drew a lot of inspiration from Thomas Ravenel, and that's OG Southern Charm.
I've seen 3 episodes, and I know who that man is. I know that one.
Oh yeah, Thomas Ravenel. He is problematic AF.
I've heard.
Yes, but I love it even more now that I'm like, oh my God, there's a Bravo. Like Bravo literally, if you are not a Bravo person, I just challenge you to give it a try. Like start with The Valley. That's easy.
Yeah.
That's a season one. That's one season. I love A Summer House. I love Southern Charm.
I can say I need to get caught up on Summer House. I
So
hear the
do
season's
I.
really good,
So
but
do I.
I'm caught in a winter house
Mm-mm.
block, and I don't know if I'm liking her so much so far.
A Vanderpump Rules, because I know the Housewives can feel intimidating because you're like, that's 15 seasons. I get it, but just try some of the other shows, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
I've come to find that like some people are either housewives girlies or they're like the other side. Like they love like a Below Deck or like a Southern Hospitality. And those are like the shows I don't really watch as much.
You should watch Southern Charm. It is really good.
Believe me, Felicia's been trying to get the way I've been trying to get her to watch Housewives. She's been like, you need to watch Southern Charm.
I love Southern. That is like one of my guilty.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God. I
mean, y'all got to be right because Summer House.
I live, laugh, love the Southern Charm. Craig is drives me nuts. But no, it is really good, and I feel like you're right. Like the people who like Southern Charm, you like Vanderpump, which also. Sorry, I know we're going to get into, we're doing a lot of pre-tea, but I just needed to also bring this up on the pod because I haven't had anywhere else to bring this up. And Courtney loves Bravo just as much as me. This week, Jax Taylor revealed that he's been addicted to cocaine. And
Maddison.
Courtney, the way I not that obviously that is not a funny
addiction is nothing to laugh at, but because
so
Jax Taylor thinks that we did not know he had a drug problem all these years is a little humorous for sure.
I'm like, anyone who has watched, dare I say, 15 seconds of Vanderpump Rules knows that this man has a cocaine problem.
Absolutely.
And for you to sit up, and you guys, if you just know Jax, he also has like, he's definitely a skosh of a narcissist, which all of those people have to be a little bit of a narcissist to want to be in the position they're in. I understand that. But he literally is in this interview and he's like, this is like hard for me to say, like trying to get himself to start crying. And he's like, I have a substance issue. I'm addicted to cocaine. I was like, sir, we know. Like everyone knows.
Not there.
Everyone knows. This is not groundbreaking.
You screaming that you the number one guy in the group and you don't think we know? Like, girly. The people were coming up with the screenshots on the Twitter, girl. I was like, oh, Jax, this is bad. This is bad.
I'm like, you have forehead veins popping.
Brittany was like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, Brittany
was
like, I'm glad everyone knows now. I'm like, Brittany, we knew the whole time. And she's like, people ask, like, why would you have a kid with it? I'm like, and she's like, you can't help who you love. And I'm like, girl, I want to root for you so bad. But this man literally, before you had a kid together, this man cheated on you.
Yeah.
Was caught on a recording saying he's not attracted to you anymore and that he's never going to marry you. And you married him anyway. I can't.
Maddison.
Sorry. I like her, but I'm just like, girl.
I actually really like Brittany a lot. I want to speculate respectfully because I know I will meet her.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair to speculate that, like, well, if she would have broke up with Jax back then, that's it. She taking her ass back to, wasn't she in Kansas? Or
Kentucky.
where is she? Kentucky. Shout out to Kansas though. And like, she didn't want to go back there. The thought of like, she moved to LA. Oh my gosh, she meets this guy in Las Vegas, a crazy one. But she moves to LA automatically. He buys her boobs. She's got a brand new friend group. Suddenly she's on TV. And it's like, she could pay for her stuff back in Kentucky. Let's just say that was something she had to do, maybe. She could pay for, help her family back in Kentucky, whatever. And then like that happens, the recording is what I'm thinking about. And then it's like, if she break up with Jax, she gonna have to give all that back.
But see, I think she actually would have been fine because
you think?
Remember at that point,
that's what's her storyline at that point.
But at that point in Vanderpump Rules, all the girls rallied around her. Like she had all the girls at that point were her friends, still are. She is still friendly with those people. So I think at that point, it actually would have made for a better storyline because then it would have been like, who's Brittany dating? Is she going to bring the new guy around Jax? Like, I actually think it could have opened up. She didn't do it. And that's why it's like, obviously so happy she's fighting for her happiness now. I know it's a hard situation. I'm never judging anyone who decides to do what they do in their relationship. But I'm just saying,
Mm.
as a fan of Vanderpump Rules, as someone who's watched, it makes it hard for me to have like a ton of empathy for either of them, to be honest, because I'm just like, girl, you had to know at some point this was the result, right? I mean,
Yeah. That it was going to come to this.
Me personally, too, a man is on a recording saying, I am not attracted to her. I will never marry her. And that goes on
I
national
would not have been
television.
able to move back. I wouldn't have been able to move
No
past
way.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
we
no.
would not be a thing to. First of all, I would never give you a second chance. Third of all, you think my family's going to give you another chance after that? Absolutely not. You think my friends, like you, if I try to be like, I'm staying with my Courtney.
First of all, let me just say this, and community, just bear with us. Let me just say this. First of all, as your friend, ain't no way that them cameras is not going to hear the recording. Because I remember that episode. That's one of my comfort episodes. Sorry, Brittany. I love how she said raw and hell in that episode. She ate that. There's no way that cast would have got away without that recording being played on tape. Because we really need, for Brittany, she needed to hear that. Whenever I'm in love. No, put that episode on. Because I thought that was probably the most disrespectful from Jax we had seen in their relationship.
1,000,000%.
And then you slept with Faith. Like, I'm glad that she's vindicated and, it's out there now. But it's like, wow, he really took you through the ringer and maybe he didn't have to.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Are we going to Brit's? She's opening the bar. Are we going?
She is.
I read that in the news at some point. She's opening Brit's.
I will give it one time, and I better have.
We gotta go to Brit's.
I better have better cocktails than Mr. I won't say it because I know it's
now,
your fave.
Maddison. You don't want to see Katy Perry. Now we gotta pivot to when are we going to Tom Tom for brunch?
Okay, I'll go to Tom Tom.
Give Schwartz some money.
Schwartz is fine.
Schwartz is in Japan right now.
Schwartz needs to give me some money.
Okay, Maddison, let's actually jump on the goddamn docket.
I like when we go off docket, honestly.
Me
I feel
too.
like everyone prefers when we go off docket.
That's
literally the better times. Okay, but kicking things off officially.
This is a selfish story, sorry.
Oh, I love selfish stories, Post Malone is bringing a free tailgate experience, which I actually love this, to some of his tour stops. There's going to be live music, food, exclusive merch, tattoos. You don't need a concert ticket to join, which I think is actually very smart because people were kind of doing this for like Taylor Swift Eras Tour anyway. And I feel like he kind of saw that and was like, we could capitalize on this. And it's a way for people who can't afford tickets to still feel a part of the tour and the show. Bud Light's going to be flowing, obviously. It is going to be a whole vibe. I mean, anyone who's ever been to a tailgate knows that it's so freaking fun. I actually love this idea, and I think it is genius. He's going to have a bunch of special guests. Jelly Roll is going to be there, which I love Jelly Roll. I think he's fabulous. He walks the walk and talks the talk, and I love that about him. But I think this is a great idea.
Maddison, I am so first of all, community, don't laugh. I'm so excited to go to Atlanta for the first time, finally.
Wait, you've never been to Atlanta?
I've never been to Atlanta outside the airport. I've only flown into the Atlanta airport. Yeah, like, why am I going to Atlanta?
I've been to Atlanta.
Of course. You probably got shit to do. I don't have no business being in Atlanta.
I literally was only there because Izzy was working on a show, and she was like, do you want to come for my one day off? And I was like, this is when I was like 23. I was like, yeah, of course. That sounds fun. I found a cheap ticket on Southwest and I was out there.
But yeah, I've never been. So like I want.
So you're going for the tailgate?
I'm literally going for the tailgate because I wasn't going for the tailgate a couple days ago, but I have tickets to the Post Malone show. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to the tailgate now. I literally will be at a wedding 24 hours prior, but.
So it's going to be a marathon. You will be liquid IVing. You will be Advilling. You will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with a plan to like only have 3 drinks at the wedding and like, stay as long as I possibly can. I know. Because I know that this particular wedding we going to turn up.
Yeah, you're giving Maddison Hill with 2 back-to-back bachelorette parties right now. That's what you're giving. That's
and my social battery is about. But I don't need that. I don't need my social battery for Felicia and Post Malone. I just need to get through the wedding.
I think once you're there at the tailgate, your social battery is going to rejuvenate.
That
first Bud Light hits your lips.
Somebody pour me a drink. Somebody pour me a smoke. I'm about to get on
I actually kind of want to go just for the tailgate. Like, I miss tailgating so much. That was such a huge part of me growing up. Like,
Really?
Yeah, the way the Chiefs Stadium and the Royals Stadium, I know people want to move one of them downtown, which I get, but the way in Kansas City, like our stadiums are, they share a parking lot. So before every Royals game, before every Chiefs game, you go and you tailgate. And it is so fun. You like grill in the parking lot, you play games. Obviously, you have beveraginos once you're at that point. I wasn't doing that when I was little, but you know, as you get older. But like we would do a senior skip day, go to the Royals game, we would tailgate. It is so, and then obviously going into college, I went to school in Missouri. Game days, you would wait, if the game was, let's say at 3:00. I mean, by 9:30, you would be hearing music when you're waking up in the dorm. You are hearing the and everything just becomes kind of like a walking party. Like it is so fun. People are cooking. People are, like I said, playing beanbags, and there's music, and everyone's just like vibing with each other. It's just so fun. I miss it so much.
So this is a good damn idea.
Yeah, Courtney, you are going to have
Maddison, I'm so excited.
This is going to be better because like famous people are actually going to be there. Like when I was going to tailgates, nobody was
You
famous.
were the famous people.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, hey.
You were the celebrity.
What parking structure are you by? I'll be there. What pole are you by? Oh my God, I see 87. Okay, I'll be there in 15. Like that was me. They're arriving. I love a tailgate. You're going to have so much fun. Post Malone, genius idea. Absolutely
yeah, I'm just going to go
genius.
to the show and then go to OLG and bring my black behind right back to LA.
Let me know about OLG. I want a full review.
You know I'm going.
A full review.
Candy, I'm coming.
And I've heard the service is iffy, so I want a full honest review.
I don't care if they beat me up there. I'm going to give Candy and Todd some money.
Todd. Okay, speaking of Todd, really quick, just to funny in Miami. Well, sorry, you guys, this episode is going to be all off docket. Alexia, who is the Real Housewives of Miami, she ends up marrying a guy named Todd.
She's on Ultimate Girls Trip. I know her.
Yes, and she's Cuban, and she is so funny. She's like, when I met Todd, I was like, your name is so American. I've never seen anything like that. Todd. And so now, and my dad's name is Todd as well. So now I just think it's so, anytime someone says like, hey Todd, I'm like, Todd. The name is so American. It cracks me up. It's funny. And then she talks about how her mom told her if she would have married a gringo from the beginning, she'd still be married because gringos make the best husbands. And so now that's what my mom always jokes. She's like, I knew that ahead of time. Because, you know, my mom's Hispanic. So she's like, I've been knowing gringos make the best husbands.
She didn't know.
Just saying, okay. But shout out to Post Malone. Great idea. And again, for people who can't afford the concert tickets, which iconic, incredible idea, they still get to be part of it, which also
that's what I love the most. Because like no matter your budget, you're able to
go and be part of the memories, you know,
and stay in the parking lot and still listen to the music. Low key.
Exactly. Also, too, just side note, T, 2 people are getting in trouble now for running an Eras Tour ticket scam.
Maddison, girl, we're gonna talk about it. Because they're going to jail.
Yes, they hacked the system. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They hacked like the Ticketmaster system, basically. Were able to bypass all these security measures, resold the tickets for upwards of like $600,000. This was a scam. Like it wasn't
like a legit.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, haha, we bought some like 20 tickets and sold them for, $10 grand. No. Like fully almost $1 million. And they're facing 20 years in prison. Like,
good.
Good. I agree.
I love it. Add like, 20 more.
The Swifties,
stop scamming people.
And making it impossible for people to go see their favorite artists. Like,
why are people so greedy, Maddison?
Get a life. I'm with you. I know it is hard out here. Hello. We live in one of the most expensive cities ever.
Absolutely.
But I just don't like the taking from people. I don't like that. And, a lot of these people were probably like parents who were pulling everything they had together to make sure their kids could have that experience. And I'm like, you should go to jail. You should.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
You
lock
should.
they asses
And
up.
let this be a lesson to anyone who tries to do the same thing.
It's just really not that deep, especially when you know that like people really treat concerts as like a special experience.
Yes.
So like, don't scam people like just being greedy.
No.
you know?
1,000,000%. Okay, let's move on. I love that you put this on the docket because I have been spiraling.
I feel like the community would like this story,
Yes.
even though it's celebrity adjacent.
It's celebrity adjacent, but it also has true crime, which we love here in the community. So Casey Anthony has decided, I'm going to be a TikTok star. And I
Not the top
said,
mom.
girl, near. So for those of you who don't know who Casey Anthony is, she had a huge case. As Courtney just said, top mom. That's what Nancy Grace used to famously call her when she was covering her. God, what a time to be alive in 2011.
My mom never left the TV.
Oh,
she was like, my girl Nancy Grace is on.
Courtney, this is why your mom and I have the exact same taste in television, because that was me and my sister. That whole summer. I remember I was like, if I was not at my internship, I was glued to Nancy Grace. I put my Twitter notifications on to get the verdict. That's how you know I was in deep.
Maddison, you don't even use Twitter.
I don't even use Twitter.
Oh, but you needed to know.
And
period.
I needed to, because I was going to the movies and the verdict was going to come down. And I said, what? If I am in the middle of a film, I need to know what is going on with Top Mom. That's how you know. That's how you know it was deep, okay? She was acquitted. This was, again, in 2011, of charges related to her daughter's death. People thought she unalived her daughter. I still think I'll keep my opinions to myself, but just know I don't think Casey Anthony should be among the free, okay?
That.
But she was acquitted, so we have to accept that. And now she has launched a TikTok. She said she's going to be a legal advocate, which is what she's been working, I think, for the law firm that got her off. I remember watching the documentary and she's like, I live a very quiet life now. I just work for this law firm. But, oh, really? You live a quiet life now? You want to be on TikTok and being a legal expert? And she said she intends to use her platform. She's doing TikTok and I think a Substack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's sort of like a blog.
A newsletter. Oh, great. So then that'll make her money too. To support the LGBTQ.
You're not going to sign up for the Casey Anthony newsletter?
No. That woman will not be getting one of my pennies. No, I'd rather give all my pennies to Tom Schwartz. She's going to support the LGBTQ community, women's rights, legal matters. Obviously, she's saying, subscribe, follow. Her return into the public eye obviously has people feeling some type of way. Courtney, what do you think?
I think that Casey Anthony has confused herself with Gypsy Rose.
Mm-hmm.
We like Gypsy Rose. She's cool. She's hit. We don't like you. We believe that you unalived your daughter.
Yeah.
So I don't want her to advocate for my community personally.
I was going to bring that up next. It's like, how do you feel about her specifically being like, I'm going to help the LGBTQ community?
Leave the gays alone, girl. You are not Kim Zolciak.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
No. We are not trying to be tardy with the party with Casey Anthony.
Absolutely not. Kim Zolciak would get a few of my coins for a newsletter before Casey Anthony. I just think it's weird that she wants like a platform.
1,000,000%. And I think you're right when you say she probably saw the response to Gypsy Rose and thought, oh, we're okay with that now. Or the Luigi Mangione, the guy who's accused of doing that to the United Healthcare CEO. I think she's been seeing this and thinking like, oh, now it's my time. It's going to be okay. And it's like two totally different things. And also, I don't condone what Gypsy did, but I think it's just completely different situations because her mom was doing very serious things to her.
Absolutely.
Which obviously impacted her mental state. And it was just completely different. Like, you're accused of unaliving your child so you could go and party. And there was evidence to back that up. You just got so lucky, I will never understand.
Girl.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's very, to me, we didn't need this. She should have kept it. And whoever she has in her friend group should have been like, Case.
Maybe this is not a good idea.
Maybe not. Maybe not, but instead, they had probably a couple margaritas and were yapping and decided, let's do it. Bad idea.
I think that she should go back to her quiet life.
I agree.
Where we don't have to like see her name in the headlines.
1,000,000%.
Because like this is like chilling to some people, I'm sure, to see that she's like trying to be on a social media platform advising people, giving out advice.
I'm also like, let's not forget how she threw her own family under the bus to try to build a defense for herself. Do you remember that? The accusations against her dad, and her dad was like, what?
No, actually, wait, what?
She went on the stand and said that her dad like did things to her when she was younger.
Whoa.
And that impacted how she became who she is. And that they were literally trying to use that as part of her defense. And then they tried to say that the dad, they're like not ulterior motive, but like their reasonable doubt, they were trying to pin it on the dad.
Casey.
Yeah.
Deactivate.
So I'm like, even her own family is like, yeah. Crazy.
She's a weirdo. She's a weirdo. No.
She can keep it, honestly.
Mm-mm.
Which, honestly, wow, we're going from one she can keep it to possibly another she can keep it. We got to talk about Miss Khloe because she's the only one keeping the Kardashian show afloat these days, basically.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. I said what I said. Love them down, but
Khloe clocked in.
Khloe is clocked in. Khloe said, I am not running around the globe like him. I will make this reality show work with Mama Chris. And that is exactly what she's doing.
Oof.
So she made some interesting comments about Tristan and what she shielded from True. But this is coming after, remember, she had that big reunion with Lamar Odom, which I actually thought was really sweet, to be honest with you. You know, we love Lamar. We've met him. He's a sweet man.
I want to say this, the part that really, y'all, please don't judge me, but we all have our own unique experiences, right? The part that really felt full circle for me watching their reunion was, and at the time we were upset, Maddison, when Lamar came to our old job to be interviewed by our boss, which made 0 sense. He had said in the interview that Khloe and Chris used to wipe my ass, and they put that as the title of the video.
Yep.
And we were like, why would they do that?
I will never forget that.
Blah, blah, blah. And then he said the same shit in that scene, sitting there with her, and I was like, wow, you can tell how much that rehabilitation was not only real, but it impacted his journey moving forward, because he still talks about it. He's just so eternally grateful. And I just wanted to bring that up. Whenever Lamar come up, he's grateful to that goddamn family, especially Chrissy.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. And that's what a lot of times people will come to me and say, Maddison, how can you feel this way about Lamar? You're so vocal about Tristan, how much of a freaking douche nozzle you think he is. And the difference I always say is Lamar has taken accountability for what he did.
Yes.
Like Lamar fully has, not only in a book, but also in every interview he has done since, has fully sat up there and said, I put Khloe through X, Y, Z. I did this. Things that nobody would publicly admit, this man has admitted to, okay? And said, I did this. I am sorry. I am eternally grateful for how you treated me even after everything I put you through. So I'm like, and also he has tried to become a better person since all of that happened. So for me, that is why I actually don't think Lamar and Tristan are alike, because Tristan still cannot take ownership for his actions. Maybe he has to Khloe privately since he's gone through some stuff, but Tristan has not done to the public what Lamar has done. I have not seen the changes in Tristan that we have physically seen with Lamar. So to me, not the same.
Not the same. Not the same at all, actually.
No.
I find Lamar to be very likable.
Me too.
And even though maybe him and Khloe not being together is the right thing for Khloe, it still makes me a little sad
Mhm.
for them because there is obviously, from where I sit outside looking in, girl, there's obviously still lots of love there. At
And-
least on Lamar's side, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think it makes me sad because they both were like right person, wrong time. And I
agree.
think that is a really hard sentiment, especially because neither of them have found happily ever after since.
Yes.
You know, it is sad. It really
It's a sad
It's
story.
a sad story. The Tristan aspect though is going to bring us up and possibly, get us out of our feels. But
Ugh.
Khloe revealed in the recent episode that as far as Tristan is concerned, True thinks that they're married, their daughter. And Khloe said that she chooses to basically maintain this misconception that True has. She thinks it's better for True to remain unaware of the fact that they're not together until she's older and can understand the complexities of adult relationships. They're co-parenting their kids. She still claims they're not together romantically. I'm not a parent, so it's hard for me to say whether or not this is the right thing for a child. But I also am like, for your mental health, Khloe, that can't be easy to be pretending to be married to somebody for your child's sake that you're not? Question mark?
My thing is, children aren't stupid. Eventually, True is going to see other examples of families and what that looks like. And she's going to realize that, oh, maybe I'm going to daddy's house these days. And, I'm over here with grandma and mom the other days. And what's that about? And you got to handle that when it's time then, if that's the choice that she's going to make. That's her child, right?
Yep.
I don't know if I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's what Chris would have done, and maybe she advised her to do that.
And I will say, this is no shade to any of Khloe's sisters. But really the only person's house who she would go to in the family who has a normal marriage, and I don't even know how normal it is, would be Courtney and Travis.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, anyone's house, she's not seeing.
Because Rob and China are not together. Kylie
and Travis aren't together. Kim and Kanye aren't together.
Wow.
Chris hasn't been with anyone. So, I guess maybe it is best for right now, but I'm with you. I'm like, eventually I think she's going to pick up on the fact, like, why are you guys doing this, but my friends from school, their parents don't do this?
Yeah.
I think eventually, which I guess then that's when you have that conversation. But I think it is a weird, I think it's like a weird mental thing for you too, right? Because it's like, oh, when he's here, we're going to pretend like we're a married, and I'm not saying like they're kissing and hugging in front of the kids. I'm just saying I don't know. I've never understood how Khloe could be so still like loving and affectionate towards this man. I understand he is the father of your children. I understand you're going to co-parent. I understand you're going to be friendly, whatever. But the fact that he has remained so welcomed back in after everything is like,
I feel like if she don't, then he could say anything to anybody.
I don't even think
about anything he's seen.
I genuinely, no shade to Tristan, but I genuinely don't even think he has that like thought.
Not you said he dumb.
Well, I mean, he did tweet fake news when it came to the Jordan Woods situation.
Yeah, he's dumb as hell for that.
Yeah,
he was so dumb for that.
And
that was a panic tweet.
And I will never forget that for as long as I live.
Fake news!
Literally fake news. And I was like, no.
So we got Lamar this season. Is Jordan walking on screen next season?
She's going to have to. They're going to have to do something.
We're running out of tricks.
We're running out of tricks.
Are we saving Rob for the big finale?
Or Timmy.
What is going on?
I think Timmy Chalamet's going to have to make an appearance.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, y'all
gonna
gonna have
need
to pull out some sort of... I know they was mad he didn't get that Oscar. Yeah. They would have put a camera in his face that night.
So...
they're like, we don't film losers.
Yeah.
No shade. But...
it's going to be something. It's got to be something. But
sure.
What we're getting, it's almost on its way out, is my opinion.
Not on its way out.
But Courtney, the last piece of mess we're going to get into.
Okay.
A good old tried and true. Selena and Hailey.
Oof.
They both attended the Vanity Fair Oscars party. They both were wearing black dresses, which everyone was like, hey, I'm like, y'all, I don't think anyone copied anyone. I think a black dress is like a very common.
It's a black, yeah.
And I mean, I would wear, I mean, you know me, I'm wearing all black right now. Like I am like always in an all black fit, like always picking a black dress. So like I personally don't think that that's part of the tea, but I'll mention it because I know people were saying it. But a source shared to the Daily Mail that Selena was purposely avoiding Hailey at the party, saying, quote, it was her night. She was a presenter at the Oscars for Amelia Perez, a film she is proud of. She wanted that to be the focus. If they ran into each other, she would say hello, of course, because Selena is a friendly person, but she wanted to avoid being photographed with her or near her because then 100 stories are born. The source went on to say, quote, Selena took a picture with Hailey in the past and it didn't feel right. I kind of think that's growth and maturity.
I like this because at this point, we have an album to sell.
Yeah.
And the last thing that we need is any type of Justin Bieber, Hailey, anything overshadowing Selena and Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she knew it would.
Exactly. Because we will be sitting here talking about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that she was, that, like you said, this is very mature. I'm glad that she avoided Hailey. It doesn't have to be beef, but it's like, girl, it's going to cause a whole bunch of problems that I don't even really feel like dealing with right now because I'm happy I got my man, I got my ring, and my album's coming out and it sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how about Justin? Oop! He got the bong and he's on a bike. Bye.
What do you think about that? Because people, I think he's trolling now. I think he's like very much, you think I'm a druggie, let me give you a druggie. But it's not hitting. It's not hitting. The joke's not hitting.
The big thing I noticed was where Kyle Massey come from.
I know.
I didn't care about nothing else. None of them updates, none of them pictures. I saw that little birthday post. Maybe it was birthday. He was at a table.
Yeah.
And I was like, not Kyle Massey. What's going on here?
Yeah.
What's going on? Last time we saw you and Kyle Massey, you was getting in some trouble.
Yeah. I know.
That's my concern.
I do think the behavior is, again, personally, if I were Hailey, I'd be like, stop posting that on Instagram. Love you, babe.
Maybe he's soon going to have an album to sell. And this is how they're deciding to start the pre-buzz. Because, I mean, it's not any secret that Justin smokes cannabis.
Well, and I'm trying to remind everyone, like, cannabis is legal. Like, THC is legal here.
Yeah, every time you see him, wherever he's at, it's legal.
And also, the big dig is like, you're a father now. And I'm like, parents smoke weed all the time. Just because it's not something you would do as a parent, like, we don't know what works for Justin.
I think they expected Justin and Hailey to have a baby, and then Justin was supposed to turn into Danny Tanner from Full House overnight, and that's just not realistic.
Yeah, I do think it's not a great image that he's portraying. Like, I don't know if...
True, that's fair.
You know, the blunt to the camera and multiple times and the Kyle Massey of it all and being out. And I wouldn't say that that's, you know, a great image.
Of course not.
But again, that's my personal opinion. I wouldn't want my husband, the father of my child, behaving that way. That's me. Hailey, obviously,
Hailey said we rich. Who cares?
Isn't that pressed about it because he's still doing it. So that's why I tried to just
She holding the camera.
You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't be my thing.
Yeah.
But shout out to you for it being yours. You know, if my husband is out at a table with Kyle Massey after previous things they had done, when I'm at the Airbnb with the baby, I'm probably not thrilled, but go off, you know?
Not thrilled, Maddison.
You know, like, this would be me when he got home. Click the light on.
Not this. She's sitting by the lamp.
I'm sitting by the lamp. Interesting. I don't even wear a watch, but interesting.
Looks like it's Kyle Massey. Where the hell your ass been?
Like, no. The other messy thing, Hailey allegedly liked a mean TikTok about Selena. And I don't know if it's this TikToker trolling. I mean, she did show a receipt, but what do we think?
I think it was either intentional or she unfortunately clicked like too fast, girl, and the girl was going through her likes and saw it. It's either one or the other. I've definitely liked a TikTok by mistake out of habit, and I went right back and unliked it.
Wouldn't you unlike it immediately before the person could likely see it? Yeah.
But there is a slight chance.
Wow, you're being so
Hailey, kind. I'm always on TikTok.
You're giving her the benefit of the doubt.
She might not have even realized that she liked it, but why is me and Selena stuff on your For You page?
Thank you. And the algorithm knows.
Like, what were you looking at? Or unless they just know your ass is Hailey. So here you go, girl. Like, here's some Selena, girl. She's thriving. I don't know.
I'm dead. That is so funny. I know. I was like, girl, why?
Where is your burner account?
I'm more so mad because I'm like, I've literally been sticking up for Hailey so much with all this Justin stuff. Like, I've literally been like, everyone lay off. She's going through a lot. Imagine having to be a wife, a mother, and take care of this man and make sure he's doing all of the right things. And then she goes and does this, accident or not. I'm like, girl, I literally, now I have egg on my face because I've been telling everyone to lay off. And now,
you know what she gonna do? She gonna post a song from Selena album.
I know.
And we're gonna sit right here and be like, look, y'all, at least she's being kind.
God help us.
Oh, bless her.
It's only a matter of time. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our final segment and
put it in the teapot.
Hey, don't forget, if you want to send in your Put It in the Teapot submissions, please email us at toastedteapot@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. It can be personal, celebrity, whatever you want. And you can also comment down below or shoot us a DM on social media. Just let us know. We want to hear from you. Okay, something that I want to put in the teapot this week is letting others affect you. I think something that I have always struggled with, and I don't know why, is I will let other people's actions, even if the situation doesn't necessarily have anything to do with me, I will let that bother me. Like, I will ruminate about certain things, or I'll be like, if it's a friend situation, like, why would this person do this to this friend? Like, I feel like I have a tendency to really sometimes let other people's actions very deeply impact me. And I am putting that in the teapot. I really am trying. And I feel like actually I'm starting to get better about this. I'm not perfect. I'm obviously a work in progress, but I feel like I'm finally starting to see certain things that people are doing. And where normally I would like start spiraling or ruminating, I'm like, you know what? That actually literally has nothing to do with me. And there's something so freeing about that. So really think about that if you struggle with it too. It really does clear up your headspace for much more productive things. And I know it's hard, but we can do it together.
Yeah. Stop letting people affect your ass. Period.
It's hard, you know? I think with social media, sometimes like we see things and we get like all worked up. Not all worked up, but like I'll just see something and I'm like, oh my God, like I should be doing that. Or, oh, I wonder why that happened. Like, why would they treat somebody like that? And it's like, or why are they not doing this? And it's like, Maddison, that literally has nothing to do with you. Let it go. Don't even use your brain cells on it. And it's hard for me because I think I'm a little bit of a control freak too. So I like to always be like, no, this is what you should be doing. And I'm learning to be like, nope, not everyone.
Look, girl, you're doing it all already.
Not everyone needs the 2 cents, Maddison. Not everyone deserves your brain power. Just focus on you and what God has planned for you. That's where your head needs to be at.
For this week's Put It in the Teapot, I would like to encourage everyone to focus on the love that they have for themselves. I think that in my experience, I've come across a lot of people, friends and strangers, that are constantly like seeking the love of other people, chasing or like going out specifically just to like find someone to love for the moment. And I think that if we took more time to like pause and reflect on the things that we liked and loved about ourselves, we might not be like chasing that external validation. Like, I really enjoy the moments where I am in a sticky situation for the 80th time and I've handled it way better. And I walk away like, ooh, I did that. I'm so mature. I'm so determined. I'm so XYZ. So it's really important to talk to yourself, check in with yourself, and love yourself. It's easier said than done, but I think that the more that we speak to ourselves about how much we love ourselves, we'll find it to be true.
No, Courtney, I love that. I feel like both of ours kind of go together so well. Really,
Little package.
really pour into yourself. And
You have to.
I think we're almost taught not to do that because we're like, that's selfish. Like, you should be always worried about external factors. But I think really, in order to show up for the people in your life, you have to be good. In order to make sure you can get out of certain situations, like, you have to make sure you are Gucci. And I think that is so freaking important. I loved it. I loved it.
Thanks, Maddison.
Pour into yourselves this weekend, everybody. Do something to pour into yourself, community, and come back and let us know what that is. You guys, we had so much fun. Thanks for hanging out with us this week. I feel like we really went off docket, which hopefully y'all love just as much as Courtney and I do. So make sure
I'll add chapters, y'all. I'll add chapters. Don't jump me. I didn't put them on last week, but I got y'all this week.
Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. Following us on social media at Toasted Tea Pod. You can follow me at I am Maddison Hill with 2 Ds on Instagram and TikTok and Threads. I'm trying to thread, you guys. Please support.
Please support Maddison on the Threads, y'all. You can find me on Instagram at Courtney Revolution and on the TikTok and the Snapchat at Court Revolution. Also, please check out the Rivals podcast. Did I ever talk about Rivals podcast on here?
Yes.
Please check out the Rivals podcast.
Please
go support Rivals, y'all.
Please. If you love
just
Courtney,
look at all my social media. You'll see it there. I'm screaming. There's a pink background. Me and some queens. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. All right, you guys. We love you and have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye, guys.